Uh, Hi everyone. I'm the muralist, Gilbert in Arizona. Previously, let me make sure that the stream service started first before I start. Actually, it looks like the stream started. Now we're live. Uh, Previously, I was uploading my videos. I was working on it a little bit, but now because of my time, uh, lack of time, so I'm not gonna be able to do those kind of videos, with the uh, background music and those kind of stuff. So instead, I'm going to be doing a stream demonstration of what I've done recently. I have quite a bit of project projects done since the last video I've uploaded. So in time, I'm gonna bring them and I'm gonna kind of demonstrate you, present you. It won't be any background music. It will be just me to talk. Probably you're seeing this image on the screen. It's the Windows, the simple that Windows Photo Viewer thing. So we'll be just looking at that one, and I'll explain you uh, how it was and what I've done. By the way, I got a little accident recently, so you'll see some damages here. Sorry for that. Uh, I'm hoping the sound quality is good. Also, the video, uh, performance is also good. So as you see here, you'll be also reading on the instructions below the video uh, that my customer had uh, already these four columns painted. Two of them had kind of light, as you see on the image, light fall, and the other two is on the other side of the house where the game room is. It's kind of solid brown color. I'll show that one too, but let's just get a close up on this one. Oh yeah, as you see, it's actually a good job. I should say it's pretty good, acceptable. But my customer wasn't happy because probably the reason that he wanted to get this thing done again because he saw my, marbleizing column projects from my website because I was doing other projects for him, mural projects. So he wanted me get it done. Yeah, and the other one is again, it's kind of darker because it's in the background, but it's pretty smooth. Yeah, you can see some uh, cracks, I should say, veins, or yeah, it's pretty light. Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. Okay, so these were two. I always tape it, the masking tape, the uh, project scope to separate from the walls that I'm not gonna be painting. And also, of course, plastic sheet always. You don't see in this image, but while I'm painting, always surrounding is covered by plastic sheet because marbleizing projects are kind of messy, uh, especially the first part. Let's go to the second image. Yeah, this is another view, and here is the other, the darker column, a little close up to this one. It has actually some veins. Yep. All right, let's go to next. And this is actually, we still didn't see the brown columns yet, but this image, because I started from these two first, and you can see that now there is a one layer of kills. Uh, Normally I take, like uh, image every time I do like some progress. I take a picture so that you could see the progress, like kind of motion picture. in my past videos, but again, it's because of lack of time. It's just, but hopefully in future projects I'll be doing it again, because since I'm doing now this kind of streaming, so it would be nice actually if we see the progress. In this case, you just see that the one layer of kills on both columns. Kills is pretty good stuff, because it already had a marbleizing on it, uh, and also a finish on it. And it wasn't really, I shouldn't say it was a high gloss, but it was some kind of gloss finish on it, smooth, so it wouldn't hold the paint. Uh, for that reason, we always should use a primer. In here in Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona, uh, the the home improvement store that I always go, sometimes Lowe's, but most of the time Home Depot, and the Kills is the brand that I use for primer. It has a pretty strong um, hold uh, strength. I recommend Kills to use it. One layer is good enough, uh, unless you're doing really fine mural job, then I could do second, and it will act like a gesso. Uh, but one layer is good enough. So at the end you're gonna have some transparent look. You might see some background. It's okay as long as it's a rough surface. It's fine. But before the kills, also I would recommend doing a uh, kind of ruler like fast sanding. It's fine. That's gonna give additional strength, a holding strength to kills, and that's gonna extend the life of this paint uh, ages, I should say. Yeah, without the proper sanding and kills, for sure in time people are gonna be rubbing their hands, and eventually the paint is gonna rub off. So the sanding, proper sanding and kills it must. Okay, let's go to next. Here is the other two columns. Let's take a look at the stream. It's kind of stream is kind of delaying. I can see. I hope everything is good. I'll talk a little bit slower so that the delay probably will make sense. You see the brown columns in here. Also, you see a little bit kills right here. That is what it is. These two just solid color, and as you see, the plastic sheet is covering the floor. That is again. It's you have to be on the safe side all the time, because this kind of tile, even though you can wipe the tile, especially if you use latex, I always use latex-based colors, water-based colors. Uh, my son is knocking on the door. Sorry about that. Uh, Oğlum, I'm recording. Come later, okay? Uh, Again, these kind of tiles, these are like 16 inches tiles, and uh, it is easy to clean the tiles, but if it goes to the grout part, the line, the gaps in between the tiles, that is really like difficult to remove it. So instead of wasting time of yourself, just cover it. I know that this takes a little bit time, but overall it speeds up the process when you paint, and also it's productive. You do better job when you don't have any concerns about surroundings. uh, since this is uh, like a column, not really close to walls, you really don't have the cover like this area, but again, it's pretty close to the side wall. That's why you see like plastic sheet also on the wall here. Okay, that's good enough for the safety side. And always put the your paint in the middle, so it wouldn't be you have a free area here to uh, manage your marbleizing project or any project. Just make sure that your stuff is always away from where you're focused on. Uh, and another thing, usually when you paint, you always go backward and forward and backward. Uh, you have to make sure that your paints and tools should not be on your backward path. Otherwise, you're gonna step on it. Experience. Okay, and here's another look from the solid. It has actually some satin, maybe I shouldn't say this is a gloss look, but from the haze of the reflection, I can say this has a satin look. It's not eggshell, it's satin for sure. And here now we can see the progress started on the other side. This is the dining room area and the right side column. Again, this area is, this room is dining room. And this is the right side column. Again, let's zoom in. And then you can see that it's pretty realistic marble look. It looks like I'm on the first gloss finish. And yeah, as I said before, usually I do the progress, but since the time is an issue, that's why you saw the whole thing is painted now, even the first finish. Yeah, when I know that on the second and third gloss finish, this sheen right here, it's going to be pretty sharp. So that's going to actually make it look like a really real column, like a polished Italian beige Corolla column. And always my customers are like amazed. If they wanted to get such thing done, like means not a paint, like real column, if they get it done in Italy and import it in here, there's no such thing. I mean, making such a marble column, uh, it's from all the aspects, it's difficult, like making it and glossing it and carrying it and bringing it here and install it in this wall. That's a heavy stone. And but in this case, it's just a paint and same look. Isn't that amazing? And this is the other side. It has one additional gloss that you can see the sheen is sharper. And let's zoom in a little bit. Uh, yeah, I when I start painting, I always start like somewhere around here. That's my height and the shoulder. My shoulder is. That's where I usually start. I have different tools to use. Some flat tools. Uh, I, Sometimes I don't even use tools if it's a small column. I directly use 2 inches brush and I can get the same result because uh, I've been doing this for a long time and uh, it is in my mind. I just know what's missing, what to put. I'm recording, son. I'm recording. I'll play with you soon. Uh, uh, your baby Yoda. Okay. Oh, don't knock on the door. Oğlum, don't knock on the door. Deniz. Yeah, that's my son. Uh, Again, it's in my mind and I'm looking at it, and none of my marbleizing projects matching because it's all random. It's just like a random, uh, uh, like veins and cracks, whatever it is, the marble look. None of them matching, but when I look at it, I know that what's missing and what needs to be done, what is not right, what is not looking real, what those kind of things. And if it is again, if it's a small a small column, it can be done with a 2-inch brush. Uh, but if it's a large area, I would definitely recommend large tools like a flat kind of sponges or whatever it is. You can use pretty much anything you want as long as you have the observation of what the stone look like, what the marble look like. Eventually you're gonna give this random realistic marble look or whatever the stone you want to accomplish. It's just an observation. It's not the tools you use, it's your observation. I would recommend go in the nature and just watch the stone, watch the marbles. It helps a lot. Okay, that is the one of them. Let's go to next image. Again, this is the right column. We're seeing it from different angle. Let's close up a little bit more. There's a balance. If you look at it, it's just like nature does. There's always balance, and again, nature also in this balance, nature also doesn't make pattern. It that's that is the beauty part of the nature that you don't see. Oh, it's kind of repeating pattern unless it's kind of like a granite or even granite. It's random. If you look at closely, it's it's random uh, things going on. But in marble looking stones, these veins and cracks are less patterny than granite. And also, when you look at the granite, you know it's granite, and that's why it doesn't bother you because you know it's granite. But usually, all these years, my granite projects, I think it's not more than uh, several, maybe less. People don't want granite look. There's nothing special about it. I think it's one of them I remember. It was just a match in the countertop. It was the bathroom top columns next to the that granite counter, and my customer just wanted to match that one. That was a pretty good match. Here is if we scroll up a little bit, you can see the veins, and there is not much exaggeration here. It's pretty uh, balanced, I should say. The top and bottom parts are usually the difficult or the most difficult parts on the standard columns that you could see in America. I don't know other countries, but in America these columns are pretty standardized, the shape wise, yeah. And this part is the difficult part because your tools are not going in there really nicely. That's why use the larger tools or sponges like roughly in here. Just give the uh, continuation of the middle body, and then finalize with 2 inches brush as the first coat, of course. This is a progress. I mean, it's not that you don't do this at once. You start with the first coat, really rough, and then you go the other layers like veins and then highlights and the shadows and those kind of things. Let's go to next image. The stream is kind of getting longer, and I don't like too long streams. Probably next streams are gonna be relatively shorter because I'm giving the the big chunk of the information in this video. Okay, let's look at the next one. It's a little different angle. Yep, and it looks like it's only two high glosses done from the sheen. Uh, yeah, this might be the final sheen. Uh, yeah, it is a final sheen. Oh, also, definitely it's a final sheen because you don't see the plastic sheet and the masking tape. So this is the the uh, end product. Uh, when you look at the sheen right here, it's pretty good. It is what this is how it should be in realistic polished marble. You shouldn't see any haze uh, caused by, what the haze most of the time caused by um, the noise that prevents you to see the reflection 100%. If you see the reflection 100%, that's a pretty smooth polished surface. Uh, More that haze you see, that means more that the noise blocking that reflection means like more rough textures or holes or not smooth surface. This is pretty good. You can see also other reflections coming from other light sources in here, and another beam right here, and also this beam right here, and the reflections on the circular bagel lower part. Even in the edge of the blocks, the foundation, you can see the reflection. So altogether, when a viewer looks at this, definitely fools the eye. I mean, when I say fools the eye, I don't want to disrespect it. It's not. It's just fooling the eye. I think it's in French. It's trompe l'oeil also. Uh, so it is. They don't. They never think that it's a paint unless a person tells them that, hey, this is actually a marbleized column. Then they try to touch. That's what my customer says. They try to touch. Are you serious? Something like that. Let's go to next. Same column, different look. And again, from the other angle, you can see sharp sheen. Again, another sharp sheen. Nice reflection. And this was the column that we were looking at it in the previous images. And this is the left column. This is the dining room area, and that's the left column. As you see, uh, there's no discrepancy between these two. They're pretty balanced. Not same, not patterny, uh, but it is saying these are unique marble columns. And usually when people walk, they don't pay attention to the columns because they think it's actually a marble. They just see the beauty of it, but they don't see it as an art object uh, until a person says that that's actually marbleized. So it is, yeah, you look at this reflection right here. That is, you would never think that it's a paint. So actually, yes, definitely paint is important. Like if you do a really patterned spun job over there, and doesn't matter how good high gloss you put, doesn't matter how smooth you make, how reflective you make, it will look fake. So, but if you paint acceptable enough of randomness, uh, with a nice smooth gloss reflection, then it will fool the eye and you'll do a good job. That is the key. Eventually, when you start this job, and eventually you get better and better and better, and at some certain point, you catch the realism, and that's when you succeed from all the aspects. I'm talking about money as well. Usually artists don't care about the money. Yeah, for to survive you need that one too. So better that you do, it definitely increases your wealth as well. And another view, and this is from the dining room area view. As you see, let's close up a little bit. Yep. And again, this is not, it's pretty quick, one of the quick job because of the the project description. If customer wants, you know, really quality job, doesn't matter how long it's gonna take, then it might be more realistic, actually super realistic column. But to do it, you have to spend days and days and days. You have to make really like every single vein and crack like so uh, such a way that only nature can do it. And when you do that one, when someone comes really like 10 inches away from the surface, uh, he or she's not even going to uh, uh, make a decision that if it's uh, fake, if it's paint. I think I said it right, right? Yeah, yeah. That means there's no end. You can spend even a year on one column, but you have to cut it at some certain point. My recommendation is uh, anything more than anything more than 4 hours per column is unnecessary because typically people are walking a meter away from the column and uh, that's it. And to to please both customer and their viewers means their guests, uh, a meter is good enough distance, and for that 4 hours job per column and additional 2 hours for 3 coats gloss is good enough. And you have to convince your customer that anything more than this, like more detailed than this, is just not gonna make any difference other than the future people that diagnoses this job in like 50 100 years later, just they'll say how good job it was. So there's no point of it, but it's up to you. Another view, and that's another view from a little bit outside the dining room. Let's get a little closer up. Yep. Yeah, look at that. Just make sure that you have different tones. Don't make it like all light colors, all dark colors, and um, never discourage yourself to not to exaggerate. Exaggeration is always good. It is creating more realistic look. Yeah, and smoother that it kind of goes to more patterny. As you remember, the previous faux job was pretty smooth with a simple veins. It was acceptable, but yeah. And this is the game room area. Uh, I, my feelings just made this one a little bit different. Yeah, the tapes are removed. That's the final job and product. And this is what it is, the top part. And these columns had a little bit more kind of textury surface that even though I tried to sand it as much as possible, but I couldn't get rid of it. You can see the texture. Sometimes it happens, and you cannot just sand it. You have to spend a lot of time to sanding, but it's just you don't have that time. Yeah, and then the reflection is pretty good, and if you look at from distance, it's pretty good. Let's look at the other one, and this is the left side of it. Yeah, let's take a look at it again. It's pretty nice sheen in the middle part, but if you look at the top parts, it's kind of you can see the texture. Uh, but some columns could have texture, right? And here's the top part. And if you remember the other one didn't have too much darkness on the top, but this one has that, so that makes it not really matching and patterny. Like the both columns should not look alike. I did that mistake in the past. and it looks like you are getting the factory-made plastic columns, and you know those tiles as they press. It is actually porcelain, I believe, and there's a print on it. It's all tiles are matching each other, and it doesn't look good. Uh, that's why columns should not match. Another view, and this is again the other column. As you see, the top part is not as dark as the other one. Lower part doesn't have darkness, and the middle, look at that, good exaggeration here. There's completely different textures here, more like wider, like volcanic things are flowing, that kind of look here. And yeah, this one is again another view. I think we are going to wrap it up now. Let's take a look at real fast. The sun is going down, probably towards the end of the day. And here's a close-up. Yeah, as you see, this is the textured surface. It's up to you. You can actually put more than 3 glass, and each time you put your glass, you can wait an hour. For water-based uh, glasses, you can definitely 1 hour is enough to sand it up. The other oil-based glass, it takes actually longer, but 1 hour is good enough for uh, I should say acrylic base. Yeah, water base. Yeah, acrylic base. Uh, yeah, you can do 10 times coat, then each coat you're gonna sand it with a 600 grit sandpaper, and then wipe it really good, and then wait uh, for a while, and then apply another coat. Then you're gonna have really like nice sheen. But 10 coats, it's up to you. I wouldn't recommend anything more than 3. It's just pointless unless you're doing this for a palace, like really rich person that wants really good job and there is no limit for payment and time. Then you're happy, he's happy, everybody's happy. Then do 10, 15 coats. Or you can use spray, but make sure that no dripping. Because if it dries, then you have to sand that one, and then sanding that one is going to have additional jobs to get it done polishing. There are different techniques for polishing. I simply brush it. Here's another look. And this is yeah, again, the dining room area from the really distinct look. And let's go to next. And yeah, these are actually the pictures that I made it with Photoshop for my, you can see the background for my website. Usually I put 4 images over there. Yeah, you can see the pixelation here. Yeah, it's just the for the website. One, two, it should be 4 images. There you go. Yeah, this is also something that you should be knowing. For websites. You need to kind of play with your images a little bit because filtration removes the unnecessary noise from the images, and that when I say you're not really manipulating, do not manipulate the projects that you paints that you do. For instance, don't go come here and oh, I didn't like this paint and let me kind of play with the Photoshop and make it better. No, that no. Uh, Instead of doing that one, focus on how good you can do things, then people appreciate. But when I say filtering in Photoshop, there's functions like you can filter the level. I believe it was level and other things. You can actually get rid of the unnecessary light and darkness. And when you do that, you have a pretty clear, nice looking picture. That's what I mean by filtering. And you can use that for your website. I think we're good. So this finalizes today's stream. Again, the next streams are going to be shorter. I have quite a bit of projects that I've completed to share with you. So you'll be seeing in short time more videos. Thank you so much.